Hi everyone, welcome back to our lesson 2. Today, I will teach you how to know the data from Firebase and load the data to create our article card. First, you need to prepare your Firebase account, and we are going to register a new project for Firebase, and we are going to enter some draft data in our firebase-firestore. And lastly, we will load the data and we will pass the value into our component to create our article card. Okay, let us do this. First, we go to firebase.google.com and then we enter your account and you go to your console. In the console, you can see your Firebase project or you can create a new project. You can enter whatever your project name. So I enter React my mini blog. And we'll integrate with the Google Analytics, so depends on your choice. And we need to wait a creation time. Okay, after your project is created, go to your console. In the console, there are few steps we need to execute before we can input our React app into Firebase app. Firstly, we go to database. In the database, we use firebase-firestore as a database in our app. So create a database. So you can choose a test role because we are testing a new things. We go to next and you can select the Firebase-firestore locations. So I randomly select one of them and we need to wait for the creations. After your database is created, so are we going to create a new collection called article. This is used to store all the articles for our project. Then we are going to create our first article. To do that, we can assign the document ID into auto ID. Make sure the document ID cannot be exceed 2 times. Only the unique ID should be stored. And secondly, we are going to edit our documents. In each articles, we have title attributes. The title attributes is used to store the document title. So I add test article. Second, there's another attribute called content. Content is the HTML format of content. We're going to use the HTML based to display our content so that we can display our HTML content like image, code, or paragraph. So for me, I use the URL for my HTML content. Also, we need to create another attribute called isPublish. isPublish is rather to determine whether this article is published, and we're going to display this article in the main page. So in here, I set the isPublish to true, so that later on I can use this article to display in my home page. Also, we have another attribute called category label. This label is used for let user to search similar article of these labels. So we can now enter whatever text. Also, we have an attribute called create date. Create date, we set the format into timestamp, which is used to determine when is this article created. So we auto select the time for this article. And also, we have another attribute called last modified. Last modified is determined whether this article is modified. When the article is modified, the time will change. So as usual, I will change it to timestamp and we assign the timestamp to it. Last but not least, we're going to save who creates the articles. We will use the Google authentication system to let every user to assign a unique ID for every user. And that's why there's a field we need to store is the ID of create user. So we enter create user ID, whatever type. Later on we will change. This ID we use whether this user can change the article to modify the article or delete the article. If the action user, his UID is equal to this UID, then the article can be modified. Otherwise, like other users, they cannot modify this article. After this field is created, we click Save to save this article. Then we are going to integrate Firebase and our React app. First, we go to this button, the gear button near the project overview. We go to project settings. And then we need to create our web applications. We select this button. Then we need to pick our app. So let's say we have my mini blog for my app name. And you can also select the Firebase hosting. If you select the Firebase hosting, that means Firebase will let you to host your web app. You don't need to build up your server. And then we select what we're going to build. After you have done, click the register button. The Google will ask you to add the Firebase SDK in your applications. Since we use Node.js, so we skip this part. We need to install our Firebase CLI with a Firebase tool, letting us to deploy our Firebase app. So we also skip this part first and skip this part. Later on, we will go back this page. In here, we need to import the Firebase SDK in our app. We use a config option here. We can copy this config into our applications and we will deploy and set up our application by those tokens. To integrate Firebase into our app, we need to install the Firebase package. We go into our terminal. We're going to install the Firebase package. To do that, we enter npm install Firebase and enter. So the Firebase will be installed in our React app. And after we have config for the Firebase, so our application can now use the database to get the data from Firebase. We will going to integrate the Firebase together. We first go to our src folder. We create a new folder called config. In the config folder, we create a new JavaScript called Firebase. This file is used to connect Firebase and our React app. In here, we first import all the components in the Firebase package. And the next step is our Firebase config. We go back to our Firebase console. We copy of all our Firebase config. And then we go back to our IDE and paste all the Firebase config. And then we have call. We need to call our Firebase to init our applications. So you type Firebase initialize app. And we set the Firebase config here. And we use the firebase-firestore. So we need to set up firebase-firestore to activate Firestore in our applications. Last but not least, we export our Firebase component. In the next tutorial, I will teach you how to get the data from the Firebase-firestore and load the data in our React applications. Clipversity is a self-learning platform with knowledge-based recommendation systems, providing a personalized learning experience for the self-learner and the school students. People could share their knowledge and exchange for the rewards. We are doing the next generation learning tools for the next generation of learners.